Okay, we're continuing on with class. What class is this? This is class 21. All right, and here's example 11.1. We did this for a single point previously. I'm not quite sure which class we did that in. I think it was like 2 classes ago. I think so. Let's do it for a full rotation now. Yeah, that's my guess. That would be in class 21 or 20. All right, so um, yeah. Or here you go. No, okay, so it was class 19. Class 19, we did this as a single position. Let's do it as a full rotation. Here is the simple code to do it as a single location. In yellow is the content that needs to change. All right, so here in blue is the content that changed. So now we are I'm taking a time and distributing it by in 1/200th of a second steps. Here is the acceleration, and the initial velocity is 0. And here's the initial position. And of course, I matched this up from what I did in SolidWorks. I take a bunch of strings, make them 0 of the same length as the time. And then I build up what the theta 2 is going to be as a function of time right here. So now these are going to be the inputs, those thetas. And then for those thetas, I also get the what am I doing here? Okay, yeah, I'm getting the acceleration of gravity. I'm getting the acceleration of the center of gravity, and then I'm also getting the position vectors, and then I'm solving those in each, for every single time step, which is also for every single angle, incremental angle. I'm solving the forces, and then I'm collecting them into a string. And here's what the torque looks like. And I don't know if I went ahead and getting my coffee right now. I don't know if I went ahead and found the point that matches. I didn't. Would have been good. The point that matches the single location when that occurred. But let's continue. All right, so this is a slider crank. All right, so this is example 11.2, also modified for full rotation. And if I haven't mentioned already, this looks like a deceased possum to me, or a possum playing dead. I don't know why. These look kind of funny. So here is the code, MATLAB code, before the changes. Here are the things that are going to change. Those theta 3 are going to change. I think I might have had, did I put theta 2 in here? Yeah, theta 2 at 60 degrees. So that would have actually changed as well. So I think maybe I made a mistake there. But anyway, here's that initial theta 3, I believe, or theta 3 at one spot. Because this is a code for just one location. So here's the velocity and acceleration. And so here's what I've changed. Okay, so here's that, once again, there's that string of time, and then I needed to include theta not like 2, right? The original. I think because it's descending, I think I'm actually trying to match SolidWorks. So there might be some of the values that I'm using here. This is the initial position for the SolidWorks. But I also usually think that there's okay, omega O2 is 40 compared to the omega 2 here of 30, right? So I gave myself like a little bit of, I think it was actually like 1 second worth of time. Yeah, that's where it turns out. But before we actually find the same location that we did in the one position one. So this is the full rotation. Get some zeros into the things that need zeros. and then I make a string of different theta 2s, right? So these would be input theta 2s corresponding with the time. And then then I start with my getting my theta 3s. I think that this is the law of sines being used as opposed to a Norton. Yeah, it says based on law of sines instead of a Norton omega 3. This is getting the position. Here's also the position vectors for this, each of these ends. So each of these time steps, this is within the loop. Here's the rest of the acceleration from the original code. And then with that acceleration, able to get the B out of that with inverting the matrix with the B equals A/C. And then here is collecting the information from the results. All right, so here is continuing on with the position vectors. Here's getting the velocity. And I do believe this is an equation. Yes, it is an equation. Force of omega 3 and VB for the from Norton's equation 622. And here's the acceleration from Norton's equation 716. So there's the alpha 3. And then there's AB and AA. I don't think we need AB, because, well, we don't, because we don't have a piston. But if we had a piston, we would need the acceleration of at the piston. All right, here's the acceleration now found at the center of gravity at both links. And then here is the A, B, and C treatment of the geometric information and the dynamic information so that we can solve for the forces, which are B. And here, still within the loop, we're collecting and adding to the string of the reaction forces and the torque. Boom, and we end. And then I can plot that torque versus time. I can also analyze and graph some of the other forces. And I didn't bother to even, in this plot, to label the axes, which I should have done. But that's the output of the thing. And so this is SolidWorks running it. And the difficult part was trying to make sure I got the center of mass, and the mass moment of inertia all to agree with what the original was. And you could see I did a pretty good job. Those line up pretty well between the SolidWorks and the MATLAB. The SolidWorks is blue and the MATLAB is red dashed lines. So yay for getting it pretty close. All right, so I'm going to make a new video starting here. So I'll finish this one up at 8 minutes. Seems kind of short, but we'll make a different one. We'll make a different video. Talk to you soon.